Okay, Simcha Beis Din Noiled B'Shabbos. Says Michel, Beis Noiled B'Shabbos, an egg was born on Shabbos, was laid on Shabbos. Osir Afil Taltala, you not even move it. Afil in this armor Be'elav, even if it got mixed up with 1,000, Kulan Asura is the all Osir. Now, what's the problem here with the Beis Noiled B'Shabbos? This is the Gemara in the beginning of Be'er. It's called Achana de Rava. So if you look in, let's see the Mishnah Berurah here. It speaks it out. It's small Mishnah. It's a. Let's look at the Mishnah Berurah. Sifcha and Aleph. It's nice to know. This comes up a lot. A Beis Noiled B'Shabbos. It's nice to know what the Isser is. So it says the Mishnah Berurah Sifcha and Aleph. Asal Taltala. The Kivin L'Chazal Achila Kamukta Dami. You're not allowed to eat it. It's muktzah, so since it's lachaz lachila kamuktzah dami v'hayda surah b'achila, why is it also b'achila? Why can't you eat this egg on Shabbos? And he says in brackets, "Hainu l'goyim v'chayim" means to swallow it whole. Chayim raw, chayim is raw because otherwise, anyway, you can't cook it on Shabbos. So why is it also? Hu mishum gzeira Shabbos b'mikla acha Yom Tiv. It's a gzeira. Because the Shabbos that falls out after Yom Tiv, any egg that's born on Shabbos after Yom Tiv, or Yom Tiv after Shabbos, is also b'achila. And that's called Achana de Rava. The reason is because what happens is, it got prepared on Shabbos, let's say Shabbos and Yom Tiv is Sunday. So what happens is, Shabbos prepared for Sunday. It was born on Shabbos. The Chol Beya, he says, the Misyalda Ha'idna, any egg that's born now, me'esmal gomrala, from yesterday is when it got finished. V'nimtza, k'shunachla, when you eat on Yom Tiv, hachina l'Shabbos. When you're eating it, Yom Tiv was mechin for Shabbos, v'zeh osir midechsev, v'haya b'yom hashishi v'echinu es asher yaviyu. V'stam shishi chaylu. L'hayras lanu the dafka, v'chayl tzarech l'heichen l'sud Shabbos v'chen l'Yom Tiv. V'gamu ikri Shabbos, Yom Tiv is also called Shabbos, but Yom Tiv also l'heichen l'sud Shabbos. Right? So basically what we're saying here is, weekday has to prepare for Shabbos. The food that you eat on Shabbos, that's in Pasha, v'echinu es asher yaviyu, you'll prepare what you're going to eat on Shabbos. You have to prepare it when? On a weekday, on Chayil. You cannot prepare on Shabbos for Yom Tiv or Yom Tiv for Shabbos. So if Erev Shabbos is Yom Tiv, so you can't prepare on Friday for Shabbos. So Ve'echinu as Asher Yaviyu says you're preparing for Shabbos on Erev Shabbos. So if the egg got prepared on Friday, which is Yom Tiv, Yom Tiv is not allowed to prepare for Shabbos.
So if you made the Erev Tav Shilam,
doesn't make a difference.
As the egg wasn't there yet.
Doesn't make the Erev Tav Shilam won't help over here.
Right? Why?
Because it wasn't. You can't eat it. Erev Tav Shilam only helps when you could eat the food before Shabbos. That means you're preparing it now,
right.
And it's possible to eat it before Shabbos. You have it in Hoyel. Guests are going to come. You'll be able to eat it. This egg, there's no way you can eat it before Shabbos because it's not going to be born until Shabbos.
It always has to be prepared before Shabbos.
It has to be ready before Shabbos. Here, or Yom Tov, here, it's...
Hayel is the opposite. You don't need the Erev Tav Shilam if you have a Hayel.
No, you do.
Right, the Gemara goes through, but...
Erev Tav Shilam by itself...
If you have Hayel, then why would you need an Erev Tav Shilam?
Hayel is the reason why it's mutter. Midaraisa. You have the Hayel for Deraisa Dikadin. Erev Tav Shilam is for the Rabbanon Dikadin.
What is Hoyel?
Hoyel means Hoyel v'kloi orchim. Maybe guests will come. So the food has to be ready before Shabbos. If the food's ready before Shabbos, then you're not eating on Shabbos with the Erev Tav Shilam. Even though when you're making it, no guests are coming, but it's ready before Shabbos, there's no problem.
And if you have, I'm just trying to explore here, if you have 2 days Yom Tiv, Thursday, Friday.
Okay, we'll get to that. We'll get to everything. I just want to get this thing straight first. It's a little complicated thing. So I just want to get this straight, and then we'll go to 2 days Yom Tiv. So you say Hoyel v'kloi orchim, it's mutter. Now, this egg that was born that was got ready on Friday Yom Tov is preparing for Shabbos, and you can't eat it on Friday because it's not going to be born until Shabbos morning. So an egg that's born on Shabbos after Yom Tov, you're not allowed to eat it because of this din. Now, on a regular Shabbos...
I understand that. That's because in case there will be a Shabbos Yom Tov scenario...
Oh, so therefore, any egg that's born on Shabbos, even though Friday wasn't Yom Tov,
right,
it's still asa.
Right.
Or Gezeira.
Right.
Or Gezeira, any egg that's born on Shabbos or on Yom Tov is always asa. Because maybe yesterday, Friday was Yom Tov.
Yeah.
That's what it says over here.
But didn't we have another din of just plain Nola, that even without this whole...
That's not here. That's not Nola. This is not Nola. This is not that din. This is not the din of Nola. No. There's not. Nola is a din de Rabbanon.
Completely different.
This is a din de Raisa.
Ice that turns into water.
Correct. It's not. Correct. This is not that. This is not that. This is an Issa de Raisa. Nola is an Issa de Rabbanon. This is an Issa de Raisa. This is not Nola. This is not Issa Nola.
This is din of...
This is Nola b'Yom Tov, not Issa Nola.
So what is it? What do you...
It's called Achana. And it's not the Achana that we know. Every Achana that we know is also Midrabana from Shabbos to weekday.
Oh, for you.
That's a different thing. It's Midrabana maybe. You're not prepared from Shabbos to weekday. There's a separate din. It's its own din. From Yechiel it says your food for Shabbos has to be prepared during the week. It cannot be prepared Yom Tov for Shabbos. That's the din. It's a separate din. If you look inside the Mishnah Berurah speaks it out, it's very important to see this little Mishnah Berurah. A lot of people get confused with this halacha, what it is. So it says, "V'zeh oser v'nechsev v'hoye b'yem shishi v'chilas ha'shayiviyu v'stam shishi chaylu." The Harav law to teach us the dafka b'choil tzarech l'heichen l'suda Shabbos. Only during the week could you prepare for Suda Shabbos. V'chein l'Yom Tov, even for Yom Tov l'gam hu ikri Shabbos. Yom Tov is also called Shabbos. Aval b'Yom Tov, but on Yom Tov itself, oser l'heichen l'suda Shabbos, v'kol shkin de b'Shabbos, oser l'heichen l'suda Yom Tov. And therefore, v'al kein, kishanol da'habeya b'Yom Tov, shechal Yom Aleph, when an egg is born on Yom Tov, which is on Sunday, Gam Kein Aser. It's also Aser. Why? Minat Torah, L'Achla. The Mevadai Nigra Mara B'Meyei Tanagolis Me'esmol. It got finished yesterday, which was Shabbos. The Nimtza, the Shabbos, Hechina L'Yom Tov, Kishnechlana. Now, V'af Agav, right? That's where the Shabbos to Yom Tov to Shabbos, it's Aser. Now, the hachana b'dei shemayim hi v'lo b'dei adam. This is not hachana we always ask on Shabbos. Hachana from Shabbos to weekday is something that you're doing. You're preparing from Shabbos to weekday. That's an issa d'Rabbanan, it's not issa d'Oraisa. Here, it's even better than that. Here, you're not even doing anything. It's happening by itself. So obviously, this is not the regular hachana that we have that's also from Shabbos to Yom Tov. So what's they said? Gam zehu b'chlal achana. That's also in the Isra achana of Asa. And it's also v'alkein goes rabbanan b'chol Shabbos v'Yom Tov kishanolda she'aser. Every Shabbos and Yom Tov, when an egg is born on Shabbos or Yom Tov, it's aser a gzeira. Maybe they'll use it when Shabbos falls out after Friday Yom Tov, or when Yom Tov falls out on Sunday. Day after Shabbos, and you'll eat that egg on Shabbos or Yom Tov. So that's what it says.
So eggs that are born on Sunday, then, according to that same day, then you can't eat eggs that are born.
Very good question. Very good question. I don't know if someone asked that question. So eggs that are born on Sunday, you're not eat them. Shabbos is preparing for weekday, right? You can't eat if Sunday is Yom Tov. You're not going to eat the egg. While Shabbos prepared for Yom Tov Suda. And that's an issa d'oraisa. You're not allowed to eat something on Yom Tov that was prepared
on Shabbos.
On Shabbos. Or something on Shabbos that was prepared on Yom Tov, on Friday. So an egg that's born on Sunday, you should never be allowed to eat it. A good kasha. So if you look in the Sharet Tzin Sif Cotton Dalit, he asks this question. It's really Rashi in the beginning of Be'er. Sharet Tzin Sif Cotton Dalit. V'hod le'osek shenol b'yem aleph shel chol. Why isn't the egg usher when it was born on Sunday or weekday? Mahai timer, the Suda's Choil, Mahai timer, from this reason, Kama. The answer is the Suda's Choil, Loi Chashiva Klal. A weekday Suda is not Chashiv. V'loi boi hachana mib'oid yoim, k'moi de'ashkcha b'Shabbos. So we say it like this. This is a Rashi in Beya. That Shabbos Suda is called the Suda, as a Chashivas to it. The Din Torah is, you're not allowed to prepare for that Suda on Yom Tov. A weekday Suda, Sunday morning scrambled eggs, is not a Suda. What happened on Shabbos is not called preparing for a Sunday Suda. It happened. The egg came ready on Shabbos. It's not called I'm preparing for a Suda.
You do that if you get a chasna or something?
It still doesn't make a difference. If you have a chasna. The issue is only a Suda Shabbos is boy yachana, needs preparation. A weekday Suda doesn't need preparation. So an egg that's born on Sunday, even though it got ready on Shabbos, is not also because Sunday Suda doesn't need preparation. A Suda that needs hachana, it needs preparation. An egg that was made on Shabbos and Yom Tov the day before is also on the next day.
Could you say like min hadin from the Torah, a Shabbos Suda needs preparation?
Yeah.
So many Isurim on Shabbos, it's literally impossible to do everything.
They don't say that. They don't say it needs preparation before because you can't do it on Shabbos. So it needs preparation. It's a chashivas. It's a Suda. A Suda needs preparation, right? He says the Suda is called lechashiva klal. A weekday Suda is not chashuv. Therefore, it's not called preparing for the Suda.
Even a bread,
even a chasana, right? It makes a difference. It's not called.
you should never have another of preparing on Shabbos for the weekday.
But that's a din rabbanan maybe. That's a din rabbanan achana, but it's not this achana. You can't get mixed up with the two achanas. You can't get mixed up with the two achanas.
Right, because Manach, even, we have issues for Mochi Shabbos.
Right.
There was a preparation.
That's the din rabbanan. Preparing for Mochi Shabbos on Shabbos is not this din hachana.
So it's a different
din hachana. It's a whole different din hachana. It's a chana din rabbanan. This is a new Musik.
And that is not subject to, because it happens with Dei Shemayim.
This happens with Dei Shemayim, yeah.
That's why you can't say that it's
right.
It's a D'Rabbanan.
Right. Here it can't be this is the Rabbanan because you're not doing anything.
So that's what he's saying here.
Yeah. This is a new type of achana. You can't confuse this achana, make this achana or noilad. Nothing to do with noilad, nothing to do with achana, the regular achana we know of. There's a new din achana that a Suda Shabbos needs preparation. Friday, which was Yom Tov, is now prepared for Shabbos. There's a thesis about it in the beginning of Beya. If Friday, I forgot the exact text it says over there. There's the whole question of the month fell on Yom Tov. On Shabbos, the month didn't fall, Shabbos, we eat lechem mishnah on Shabbos. Why? Because it was double on Friday, so we didn't have to have the mon on Shabbos. What happened on Yom Tov? Was there didn't lechem mishnah on Yom Tov also because there was no mon on Yom Tov or not? It's machlokes Rishonim. Look at Taisus.
You can do malachos related to food also.
Yeah, but the mon, the problem is the mon. If the mon fell on Friday, and let's say Friday was Erev Yom Tov, right? Let's say Friday was Yom Tov. Friday was Yom Tov. If the mon fell on Friday, says Taisus, that's a chana d'Rabba. That's a chana b'dei Shemayim. The mon fell. It's preparing for Shabbos. You shouldn't allow to eat the mon that fell on Friday on Shabbos. Look at Taisus, they speaks about it. Interesting Taisus. Okay, but that's the sin of achana. So I hope it's clear. That's it's not noilad, it's not isha noilad, it's not isha muktzah. That means if you look at the beginning, the first line of the Mishnah Brura, he says, "The kibbud lechazel achila kim muktzah damya." The first isim is that's asa b'achila. Now it becomes muktzah. It's muktzah because you're not allowed to eat it. Not that it's muktzah, therefore you can't eat it. There's no din muktzah on this egg. Midai rice is no din muktzah. Muktzah is only din d'Rabbanan. Midai rice, you're not allowed to eat the egg. Therefore, it becomes muktzah. Fine. So now, okay. So Be'ez Shalom B'Shabbos Asa Fil Taltula. You're not allowed to be with Taltula because it's muktzah. If you look in the Magen Avraham, it says it very briefly. Sifchan Aleph Gezeirim Mishum Shabbos She'achar Yom Tif. Why did I eat on Shabbos? A Gezeirim for the Shabbos She'achar Yom Tif. She'oz Asura Midaraisa Mishum Hachana. Then it's also Midaraisa because of Hachana. Okay, we'll get to 2 days Yom Tov soon. So v'yachol lochav aleha kli shalot yishaver. You're allowed to put a kli on top of it, the egg, a sort of break to protect it. Even though it's muktzah, we don't paskin. We hold that you're allowed to be mataltal a kli the tzarech davar hamuktzah. You're allowed to move a kli for davar hamuktzah to protect it. Ulevad shelo yigaba. But you're not allowed to touch it. Because you're allowed to put a kli over it, but you're not allowed to touch the egg. Because it's muktzah. Now usually by muktzah we don't see this lashon, Levad shelo yigaba.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, if you look in the Mishnah Berurah Sifkan Gimel, he speaks to that. It's also bothered by it. Why la yigaba? Muktzah, you're allowed to touch muktzah, you're not allowed to move muktzah. So why here say shelo yigaba? You're not allowed to touch it. So the Mishnah Berurah Sifkan Gimel says shelo yigaba. Hainu ba'akli, you shouldn't touch the kli after you cover it. To touch it with your hands, the egg. Ba'atam, ba'idei shehi agula, since it's round, he misnanenes mimkayma. It moves very easily. So if you touch it, you can end up moving it.
So do we extend that halacha to anything that is spherical or round?
Correct. Anything any muktzah that's easily moved, when you touch it, you're not allowed to touch it. Also ligaba, you're not allowed to touch it because it's going to move.
Right.
There is a issa muktzah, is a issa tiltal.
Right.
Something when you touch it, it moves very easily. Then already we're making an issa shelo yigaba, you're not allowed to even touch it. Because if you touch it, it's going to move. That's what the Michel says over here. Lashon Levad shelo yigaba. Let's see base. Shabbos shalach Yom Tif. A Shabbos which is after Yom Tif, or the fanav. This halacha should have been first, really. Yeah. This halacha base should have really been before halacha aleph. So halacha aleph is a gezeira because of halacha base. So Shabbos shalach Yom Tif. Shabbos is falls after Yom Tif, or the fanav, or before Yom Tif. Nolda b'zeh, asur b'zeh.
נולדה ביום טוב, אסורה בשבת, נולדה בשבת, אסורה ביום טוב.
Yeah. Sifkan Beis, Magen Avraham, Ashla Ayin Seif Semicha Kaval. Okay, fine. So that's halacha aleph and beis. Now, if we look in, okay, so one thing we didn't speak out. It says if it's even if it's afilu with tzara be'elef kulan asurais, even if this egg got mixed into 1,000 other eggs, it's aser. And the reason is because davar shesh lo matirim, something that's removed after Shabbos, afilu be'elef loy bottle. Even if 1,000 is not bottle, so if this egg gets mixed up with a bunch of other eggs, it stays aser. There's no bittul b'roiv.
So davar shebeminyan.
Davar shebeminyan is even more of a reason. Yeah. Nachami. Mr. Bruce says davar shesh lo matirim. Eggs, we had a question if eggs are called davar shebeminyan or not. They sell it by a dozen. You don't sell each egg separately. Mr. Bruce says over here because of davar shesh lo matirim. Now there's an important bi'alach over here, which is kedai to know. No b'zeh asur b'zeh. So Hainu b'yoyim aleph hasamach l'Shabbos. That means it's born on Shabbos. The bi'alacha the masal no b'zeh asur b'zeh. Hainu b'yoyim aleph hasamach l'Shabbos. Sunday, right after Shabbos. Ava b'yoyim beis. If it's Yom Tif is on the second day, Monday, meaning it's a 2-day Yom Tif even, sorry, then it's mutter. V'chenim Yom Tif b'yem hei v'vav, v'nolda b'yem hei, mutter b'Shabbos, v'einei aser kiyim kishanolda b'yem hasamach l'Shabbos levad. Sorry, b'yem hasamach l'Shabbos. So says the bi'alacha, this that the egg is aser is only if it's Shabbos, and then Sunday it's aser. Let's say you have a 3-day Yom Tov, as they call it, right? So 2 days Yom Tov, call it 3-day Yom Tov. You have Shabbos, Sunday, Monday. Egg was born on Shabbos. Are you allowed to eat it on Sunday? No. Are you allowed to eat it on Monday?
Yes.
On Monday you're allowed to eat it. Why? Because it's a manavshach. It's a Semicha, right? Sunday, Monday, the second Yom. If Sunday was Yom Tiv, so Monday is not Yom Tiv. So anyway, the egg is mutter. If Monday was Yom Tiv, so then the egg was mutter on Sunday already. So therefore, Nolda Bezer, Nolda on Shabbos on a 2-day Yom Tiv, it's mutter on the second day Yom Tiv. The same thing is, if it's 2 days Yom Tiv, Thursday, Friday, if the egg was born on Thursday, it's mutter on Shabbos, because the Monarchship. If Friday is Yom Tiv, then Thursday is born Michel. If Thursday is Yom Tiv, then there was a day in between. It's mutter. And the same thing as 2 days Yom Tiv. If an egg is born on the first day Yom Tiv, is mutter on the second day Yom Tiv?
If it was born on the second day of Yom Tov, then it was probably prepared on the first day of Yom Tov.
Yeah, but the second day, yeah, if an egg that's born on the second day Yom Tiv, or any day of 2 days Yom Tiv, it's mutter, because Nolda Bezer is mutter Bezer. Why? Because it's Chayil.
Right. So the exception to the rule is Rosh Hashanah.
If you have Wednesday,
Because it's Chayil. Right. If you have
Wednesday, Thursday, Yom Tov, so if it was
right.
on
If Wednesday, Thursday, Yom Tiv, egg that's born on Wednesday, it's also on Wednesday. Why? Why is it also on Wednesday? Like every Yom Tiv, it's not Yom Tiv. On Thursday, it's going to be mutter.
Right.
Why? Because Thursday, if Wednesday was Chayil, so then it wasn't born on Yom Tiv.
Right.
If Thursday is Chayil, so you're not eating now because it's Chayil. It's a weekday.
Right.
An egg that's born on a 2-day Yom Tiv, on one day, no, the Bezer, mutter Bezer. If it's born on Wednesday, it's mutter on Thursday.
So even though it's still Yom Tov,
Even though it's still Yom Tiv, but it's a monarchship. If Wednesday was Yom Tiv, Thursday is Chayil. You're not eating it.
right?
If Wednesday wasn't Yom Tiv, so it was born on a weekday. So you're not eating on Thursday. It was born out of Yom Tiv.
So Rosh Hashanah would be different.
Right, we'll get to Rosh Hashanah in a second. Only Shabbos and Yom Tiv. Shabbos and Yom Tiv is the only time when Shabbos are right next to each other. No, the Bezer, Sur Bezer. Now, says the Via Lacha Vaita, the Vad, im Heim Beis Yom Tiv Rosh Hashanah, if it's 2 days of Rosh Hashanah, the Oz Chashuvim Shneyem Chiyema Arichta. Rosh Hashanah, we know what's called Yom Arichta, it's called one long day. So therefore, we don't have the heta of Nol de Bezer, Mutter Bezer. Why? Because it's like one long day of Yom Tiv. A Beis Nol de Yom Tiv is also the whole Yom Tiv. The same thing will be if it's born on Shabbos. Then you have 2 days of Rosh Hashanah afterwards, Sunday and Monday.
Then you both
which is not possible.
Which is not possible, right?
Right. So let's go the other way. It's born on Thursday. Lo yadu rosh. So Rosh Hashanah can fall on Sunday. Let's say Rosh Hashanah was Thursday, Friday. So if it's born on Thursday, it's still also on Friday and it's also on Shabbos. Why? Because the Yom HaRichta, it's like one long day. It's as if it was born Erev Shabbos. So it's also all 3 days. That's Rosh Hashanah. So you look in the halachas of Yom Tiv, it comes up a lot. Be'er Shnol de Bezu, Mutter Bezu by 2 days Yom Tiv, but not by 2 days Rosh Hashanah. And same thing, Erev Shabbos, if it's Yom Tiv, if it's 3 day Yom Tiv, it's Mutter, unless it's Rosh Hashanah.
It's interesting. Why do they make the same gezerah that we did with Beit Hashem, that we write about the Friday? Why actually wouldn't they make the same gezerah with 2 days Chag?
They didn't know. They do this Chagim afterwards. 2 days Chagim afterwards. The Beis Shnol of Yom Tiv was also. 2 days Yom Tiv came afterwards. They made 2 days Yom Tiv. They didn't extend the gezerah on that. The big nafkamina that comes out from this halacha is Erev Tavshilin. That's a big nafkamina that comes out. Right? So we're not dealing with eggs. Most of us don't have chickens in the house, so we're not dealing with eggs that are born on one day to the next day. What we do have is Erev Tavshilin. Meaning, if someone if let's say Friday is Yom Tov, right? Friday Shabbos. So you make an Erev Tavshilin on Thursday, and you can cook from Friday to Shabbos. If you forgot to make an Erev Tavshilin on Thursday, you're stuck. Right? Friday you can't cook for Shabbos. So then you have to ask the rabbi what you do. Semicha on the rabbi or not. Let's leave that out. What you should do. But let's say it's Thursday, Friday Yom Tov, and then Shabbos. So you have to make Erev Tavshilin on Wednesday. Right?
Yeah.
Let's say someone forgot to make the Erev Tavshilin on Wednesday. What does he do? So then, not the second day, you can make it on Thursday. You can make it on Thursday with tonight. If today is Yom Tov, so they don't need Erev Tavshilin, because Friday is not Yom Tov. If today is Chol, so I can make the Erev Tafshilin today from Friday to Shabbos. On Rosh Hashanah you can't do that. Rosh Hashanah, since it's Yom HaRichter, you can't make an Erev Tafshilin on Thursday with that tonight. Only on a regular Yom.
Does your Erev Tafshilin affect your eggs?
No, we spoke about before. No, it won't. It won't. Right? Erev Tafshilin won't let you eat the egg that's born on Friday and Shabbos. This is the Deraisa. Eating the egg on Shabbos that's born on Friday is the Deraisa. Erev Tafshilin only helps with Issa D'Rabbanan.
Did you make a bracha on that Erev Tafshilin tonight?
I think you do. I think you do. I don't remember offhand.
On the time, what's up? If today is...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you make a bracha. I remember the tumult about the bracha. I don't remember offhand.
Would honey have the same kind of din as a bear? Meaning, for example, if you have a hive, you want to take out honey. I mean, is it really the same?
But when was it prepared? When was the honey prepared?
It was likely prepared before.
Who says it was prepared before it was prepared on Shabbos, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it could be prepared on that it's on the Thursday or the Friday before Shabbos. And you want is it actually considered muktzah?
If you know for sure it was prepared then it's us, probably. You never know for sure when it was prepared.
Queen bee.
So as the bee. The bee.
There's a halacha, I forgot what it says it. Someone brings it down here. Oh, the Michel brings it down. So if you come, it's only if you know for sure the egg was born on Shabbos. Let's say you're not sure. You come and you see an egg lying around there. Is it also? So then it's a suffix.
And so if it's a D'Rabbanan, then it's...
Yeah, but it's a deraisa. So it says like this. The Mishnah says that if you come in the morning, and you get up early in the morning, and you come and you see an egg there, you know for sure it wasn't born at night, because chickens don't lay eggs at night.
Right.
If it's there Friday night, or early Shabbos in the morning when it's still before Alois, you know it was there from before Shabbos. Then it's mutter. Okay, next halacha, Gimel. Perish shenashum min ha'ila b'Shabbos. Perish that fall off a tree on Shabbos. Asurim by b'yoyim. You're not allowed to eat them on Shabbos. We'll see why in a second. Ule'erev mutarim miyad. Matzah Shabbos is mutar right away. There's no dinner k'dei sheyasu. Even though we know a guy does a malacha for you, it's dinner k'dei sheyasu. Here there's no din of k'dei sheyasu. It's mutar right away. Matzah Shabbos. Now what's the isser? Says the Morgan Avram, Asurim by b'yoyim. Mishum shema yala b'yitloish. Maybe you'll go up and pull off a fruit. So any fruit that falls off on Shabbos is asur. Says the Morgan Avram, Gzeir shema yala b'yitloish. One reason. Another reason, Mishum muktzah. There was a muktzah ben hashmoshes. Ben hashmoshes, you can't get to it. It's attached to the tree. The only way you can take it off is by being over an isser.
Right.
So that's muktzah because it was also to get to it ben hashmoshes.
So why don't you just...
Two things.
Yeah. Because there was a machlokes in the what the reason is.
But does it all come under this category of Nolad?
No, it's not noilad.
So why?
There's no shachas to noilad. It's not achana. It's not achana. It's not noilad. It's not.
If it falls down, it's not a chana.
No, it's not noilad.
No, if you're picking
It's not noilad.
no, but it's zera that you're actually going to take.
Gzeir, so that's not noilad. It's gzeir shem yalav yitlosh. It's a new din. Gzeir shem yalav yitlosh. You want to know why the simon is called noilad b'Shabbos, and the rest of the simon is not talking about noilad?
No,
It's a
we
good
already
question.
figured out it has nothing to
It's
do
a good question. It's not. It's a noilad, and it's not.
Did the Mechaber write this?
Usually, I think so.
Because in the Rambam it's not clear.
The what?
Like who wrote the heading?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
It may not be the Mechaber.
Yeah, possible. You'll see a lot of them are a lot of these simonim because there's a lot of things put together. So it starts with one thing, and if you're looking for the Isra of Noilad of ice, and you never look for Shabbos, you'll probably end up in this and you won't find it. It's not Noilad.
Right.
It's a whole different thing. The Noilad that we had till now was in Shemir Shemir Ches, and in Shemir was No, where did we have
It's
it?
ice.
Ice wasn't Rishon Dalet. Shin Yud Ches, and we had it recently. Shin Chaf. Shin Chaf. Shin Yud Ches, the Menasek was a Shin Chaf.
Two places.
Yeah, Shin Yud Ches has Pashtidas.
is Yudel.
Right, Shin Yud Ches has Vav, and then Shin Chaf Yud over there was the other Neilad. That's Neilad. But this Neilad is no Shaykhis to that Neilad. It's called the Neilad of Shabbos, but like I said before, it's a whole different Neilad. So Paris is no Shaykhis to Neilad. Paris is a Gzeir Shem Yalav Yitleish, or because it's Muktzah. So look at the Spiro over here, Sif Cotton Hay. He says, "Vafilu im Safik sheminashru b'Shabbos gam ken aser." You're not sure if the Paris fell down on Shabbos or not. You're walking by a tree, you see some Paris on the floor, and you want to pick it up and eat it on Shabbos. You're not sure when it fell. Even a Safik is aser. Now the question is, it's a Safik d'Rabbanan. Safik d'Rabbanan should be the Kula, right? So why are Machmer over here? Doesn't mean the reason over here? Yeah, look at the Shabbos here, Sifka and Ches. Yerushalmi the Pesachim, Huva v'Taisvis Pesachim, but after Shom Ma'ir the Inyan Achila, Pashat the Huad the Inyan Tiltal. What does he mean? What's it? Mishum Tahavale Davar Sheyesh LeMatirim. This apple that fell off the tree at Shabbos, Yesh LeMatirim from Matzah Shabbos. So here you have a new phenomenon we never had yet by Yesh LeMatirim. Till now we had Yesh LeMatirim in this Heter was something got mixed up. There's no bittul because Yesh LeMatirim. Here we're not talking about bittul. An apple falls off a tree, I'm not sure when it fell off. I want to eat it on Shabbos. What is it? It's Safek d'Rabbanan. So Safek d'Rabbanan if you're allowed to eat the apple or not. We know the klal is Safek d'Rabbanan the kula. So why can't I eat this apple? Yesh LeMatirim. Wait till Matzah Shabbos.
Right,
if you eat it then.
And that's Rashi's story. The whole idea is why should they eat something easier?
So that's what it depends. What's the reason for Yesh LeMatirim? If you remember, when we learned Yesh LeMatirim, we had one reason was if that's the case, you have it here also. The other story had Yesh LeMatirim. There's no bittul because it has a tzad heter to it. Bittul is only heter, it's a beheter. This may be called heter also because it's mutter later on, so there's no bittul. If you hold that as far as Yesh LeMatirim, the Chayy won't apply over here. Because here we're not talking about bittul, we're talking about just eating it now, the way it is. So you see from over here.
So how would you conclude that there's it's not a davar sheyesh LeMatirim?
This wouldn't be,
or it wouldn't help you even.
No, it's just it's mutter Shabbos. Safek d'Rabbanan l'kula. You have an apple that falls off a tree on Shabbos. Safek d'Rabbanan l'kula. Go ahead and eat it.
And davar sheyesh LeMatirim doesn't apply.
Right, because it's not bittul b'roiv. It's not a bittul. But if you hold Yesh LeMatirim as asher techlan be'isra techlan be'heter, then you have it over here also. Okay, Zog the Mechaber weiter.
If you came to a tree and there was a whole bunch of apples down,
Yeah.
and you thought that maybe some of them may have fallen on Shabbos and some before Shabbos,
You know which is which.
so then you would really have a problem because they'd all be also.
It'll be also, yeah.
Because of the Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah. If you know for sure some fell on Shabbos,
Right.
then everyone agrees it's also.
All of them.
All of them, because Yesh LeMatirim is not up.
Even if you know which ones didn't fall on Shabbos.
No, if you know which ones
If
didn't.
you know which ones didn't,
If you know which ones didn't fall on Shabbos, you can take them.
you can take those ones.
Yeah. If you know these three didn't fall on Shabbos, you're allowed to take them. So about, you know for sure one fell on Shabbos, that's mixed in with the rest. So then it's awesome. Okay, Sif Daled. Oichle behema, food of a behema, ein behema shom tikkun kli. Oichle behema was like stalks or something. Behema is straw. So ein behema shom tikkun kli. Since it's edible, it's food, an animal could eat it. There's no problem of making it into a kli. Lefikach therefore mutter liktime. You're allowed to cut it. Afilu b'sakin, even with a knife. Kash oiteven, which is oichle behema. The lachtas by shinov, and to make it a toothpick, to pick your teeth. So you're allowed to go ahead and take kasher teven and even cut it and make a sharp edge to it to use it to pick your teeth. Why? Even though you're making it into a kli, there's no problem of making a kli from an eichel. Something that's food, there's no issue of making it into a kli. Aval kisim, a piece of wood, she'ein eichel behem, which a behem cannot eat, a fill litloi to the lactose by shina of osir. Even to be metaltal it is osir because it's muktzah. A piece of wood, Erev Shabbos, you're not using it for anything. Unless, if you set it aside before Shabbos, you want to use it for that, that's fine. But when you didn't set it aside before Shabbos, even to be metaltal it is osir because it's muktzah. So if you look in the Rambam over here, Shinov, Asur, Vim Kitmoy Chayiv. If you make it into a kli, says the Rambam, Chayiv. This is the Raisa. Umashma the Gemara, the Peyal from the base, the Mizminu Chaver L'Suda Shabbos. If your friend invited you for Suda Shabbos, V'lahoya Efshal Lo L'Heichen Ve'erev Shabbos Shum Davar Lachtas by Shinov, and you couldn't prepare anything, Mutter L'Taltal Kisim, you're not even taltal, you're not allowed to make it on Shabbos, that's the Daraisa. Here it's Mutter L'Taltal Kisim Lachtas by Shinov, Im Ein Lo Davar Achar, if you have nothing else, B'fnei covered Habrius. Shegunayu Lo, it's an embarrassment, Sheba'omim Shenira Habasar, Shebein HaShnayim V'Machutz, you have something caught in your teeth, V'nirli D'V'Mokim She'ein Nechshav Zer L'Gnai Osir. In the place where people aren't some makra and cleanliness, they don't care if you have food stuck between your teeth, then it's awesome. But in a place where people are makbid, and it's a genai to walk around that way, to have something caught between your teeth, you're allowed to go ahead and be metaltal akisim, even though it's muktzah, because of kavod abrius.
So how far do you take kavod abrius?
Kavod abrius is anything when a person gets embarrassed, so that will be over Issa D'Rabbanan.
That's right. So any D'Rabbanan?
Or D'Rabbanan, yes. Issa D'Rabbanan, to find a lot of times on Shabbos, has kavod abrius, you're allowed to be over in Issa D'Rabbanan.
What if it's not kavod abrius but just bothers you?
No.
Can't do it.
No. Can't do it.
Right, for Shabbos you can't.
It's Issa D'Raisa.
Right.
Yeah, Issa D'Rabbanan.
You can't say
Yeah. There's an Issa D'Rabbanan, a muktzah they'll matter because of kavod habrius. So see how they're makron kavod habrius. So we sure they're makron kavod habrius. Say ourselves and other people. Even if it's a bonnet, it can be over because of kavod habrius. Okay. Okay. Sif hey. Mutal tatal ate b'samim la riach b'hem. The Rabbi metaltel move ate b'samim to smell it. V'lahanav b'hem l'chayla to pick it up for a chayla. And the Magavram speaks out right away. Sifka and hey l'chayla came to the Gemara v'im came mashma de l'bari osir. That for a bari it should be osir to move a ate b'samim. Ve'efshir the urchel the milsa naket. A chayla is the one who usually needs to smell spices ate b'samim in order to make him feel better. But anytime a bari could also do it, there's no it's a tiltal on b'samim ate b'samim. Why? Because it's not muktzah. It's meant to be smelled. A kisam, a chip of wood is not meant to be used at all. It's muktzah. Ate b'samim, even though you weren't making it before Shabbos, you're allowed to move it on Shabbos. Why? Because it's meant to be used, even for a bari. Moila means means to put it between your fingers to rub it and to make the smell come out. So the more you rub it, the more smell comes out. You let it be moiled between by your hands. La riach boy, echad kosher ve'echad rakim. Saif the hard and saif the soft. So if you look in the Magen of Rav Sif Khan Vav, a moiloi, v'chaytmer biyad, avaloi b'kli. You're allowed to cut it biyad, but not with the kli yam shashloimim. Now here, there's a difference. We have three levels here. We have something that's Eichel, there's food, Eichel behema. We said you're allowed to cut it even with a kli. You have something that's a piece of wood, which is muktzah. Now you have atzeh b'samim, which is not an Eichel. You're allowed to smell it. But says the Yam Shlomo, the Magavan brings down, you're not allowed to cut it with a kli. You're allowed to cut it with your hands. With a kli ready, you can't do it. That means you can't cut it and make it into something using a kli. Eichel behema, you're allowed to use a kli because it's nothing. You're not doing anything to it by cutting it because it's called an eichel. Masha'enkein atib samim, even though you're allowed to smell it, you're not allowed to use a kli to cut it. That is, says the Magen Avraham.
You said there were 3 levels?
There were 3 levels. One is eichel. Eichel you could use a kli, and it's mutter to do anything with it because you can't make a kli out of an eichel. Then you have the next level is atib b'samim, which is not an eichel, but you could smell it. You're allowed to move it. You're allowed to be kaitim, you're allowed to break it with your hand, not with a kli. Then you have a regular piece of wood, not atib b'samim, which is muktzah because it's not meant for anything. And then the Magen Avraham ends up over here. V'ayin seif sim tav kufir aleph. The dafka l'hoisif reach shari, aval oser l'hoilid reach. You're allowed to take atib b'samim, which already has a smell, and you're allowed to make it smell stronger. But to make something that has no smell, to give it a smell, which is l'hoilid reach, that's already oser.
I said that before, it's rubbing it into clothes.
Right. So that they speak out. Who speaks there? Who speaks it out here? That the rubbing into clothing is aser, and that's no question with putting stuff on your clothing that smells. Yeah. Look at this ches. Echet kashim. Hayna fil kashim's in a royal klal the Michel behema. Even if it's hard, it's not royal the Michel behema. For the akim mut the katmam. Ul fashech means to rub it. I think. Kama sheyitza bench vashech eitz gadol and cotton, a big one or a small one. The dafka b'chol zeh sherak lahoisif reach ayedei hamalila v'aktima. By rubbing it and by cutting it, you be moisif reach. Aval oser lahoilid reach. Kegoin. Laniach samim bebeged, to put samim in a clothing, u'chodayma. Kedei sheyiyah habeged miriach, aser. That's aser. To make a beged smell is aser.
So if I put a piece of wood, it doesn't smell now, but if I break it, it will smell. Is that okay?
Yeah, because it has a smell, but you can't
releasing it.
releasing it. You can't get the smell out of it. It has a smell in it. Releasing the smell is mutter.
So the other practical question we had is an aerosol can.
Right. We'll get that in a second.
But doesn't it make the nolad reach? It's creating the smell, because once you break it and you make the smell come out,
you're not creating it, so the smell is there. You can't. If you smell it very closely, you may be able to smell it. It's very hard to smell it because it's closed in. But once you break it open, now the smell comes out stronger. You're not making a new smell. The smell was always there. You're just uncovering it.
But it's another thing. You break the wood.
That's mutter. Lichtenstein is mutter. So here the point scheme go into the whole shayla about any deodorant and stuff like that, and aerosol sprays.
Right.
Or having the toilets, having things that give off smell. So the point scheme are I mean, it depends who you ask. Deodorant is mutter because it's not on a beged. On the guf you'll have reach. So to put deodorant on yourself on Shabbos is mutter. On a beged you're now b'moed reach, but on the guf of a person doesn't say that.
Yeah.
That you're allowed to. So the question is on a beged. So they speak about when you spray the rooms.
The rooms, right?
Where you moed reich on what?
In the air.
The ear is what? What is the ear? You're not moed reich. You're putting the smell in the ear. So you're taking out the aerosol can and you're putting it out. It's like cracking open the psamim to make it smell stronger. That's what you're doing basically.
Yeah.
You're not doing more than that. You're not making a reach on something. You're putting the smell into the ear. That's all you're doing. So it's similar to atib psamim. You're cracking it and then the smell comes out. Because if you're cracking it or if you're spraying it. That shouldn't be a difference. So our person matter spraying things in the ear. But when you're doing it, let's say in a toilet, and there you're making the water smell, the toilet smell, that's something else. Being mild reach onto something. There it could be worse. They're being mild reach onto the water or into the toilet, there it could be worse. Or if you're spraying the clothing or you're spraying something that gives a smell, that could be worse. You have to, this person can go either way on this.
But I think if you spray the spray in the air, your clothes gonna smell nicer too.
But that's
it goes down anyway.
That's spraying clothing. That's spraying in clothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's spraying in clothing. So there's place can be either way. I think we're spraying into the ear. Most places can be Michel, I think so. Especially if you're in a bathroom and it smells, let's cover the breeze, you're allowed to do it. Michel because of that. And even the toilets, there's a whole shadow because a lot of them are colourful, they colour the water.
Yeah,
so there's, I'm not going to pass on that.
And what about on your body, like a perfume or a
No, so on your body it's mutter.
Yeah.
On a bag it's also on your body it's mutter l'hanad. But on the clothing not. So if someone puts a perfume or deodorant on the body, it's mutter. You spray on your clothing.
Some people spray sprays like on the couch too, like there's Febreze, you do that? They spray it on the couches,
for a smell,
carpets, to make the smell pretty in the room.
So I don't know. If you're spraying on the couch, means you want the couch to have a smell. I don't know. That could be worse. You're making a reach on the couch. Spraying it just in the ear, could be it's more calm.
Does the din of mugmar, does that come under this category? That's why.
Mugmar is okay.
So why? Why is mugmar okay?
Because it didn't have mild reach.
Didn't they used to? The idea was to make your clothing smell good, wasn't it?
Oh, no, right. They did on the clothing. It's also. There was also, yeah. They made the clothing smell.
Right.
Yeah, that was also that. Mugmar was not also.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it did on the clothing. They made the clothing smell good. It gave the clothing a good smell.
Right.
If we're doing a stamazai into the ear, that we don't find it's also. No, mugmar is on clothing, if I'm not mistaken.
Mugmar is on clothing.
Yeah, that's what it's also.
Mugmar is what they had after a meal. It's a halach and bayantif, whether a person is shabbal kol or not.
No, that's something else.
That's thrown into the fire.
No, that's not because of smell.
Right.
It's not because of smell. That's because of you were cooking on Shabbos. Yeah, that's something else. Shabbos al nefesh.
Right. So that's the mugmar.
Yeah, there's a different mugmar of clothing. The different mugmar of clothing, they're making the clothing smell. You didn't do an issue. Just put the clothing there. But the mugmar of Yom Tov, the question is because you're doing an issue of the fire.
Right.
But the mugmar of clothing, you weren't doing anything. You just put the clothing in to get a smell.
So if you put it on the goof and it goes.
That's fine. That's fine. You didn't have to do it on the clothing.
So spraying a deodorant is muksa. It is, sorry. Yeah, it's muksa. What about a stick deodorant?
Stick is something else. That's marach. That's a machek. That's smoothing it. That's worse. Yeah, that's worse. Yeah, that's like soap.
A cream as well.
A cream. So yeah, those things. The thing that you're rubbing, machek is a different issue.
Yeah. So only a spray would be.
Only a spray is correct.
The other problem with the aerosol is it's like winnowing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
If you touch the flowers, if you rub the flowers, it smells better. But you're not allowed to touch the flowers in the vase.
No, touch flowers?
But you rub them, maybe it smells better.
Why don't you allow to touch flowers?
It's muktzah. You can break them, I don't know. Why would touch the flowers in the vase? For like cut flowers.
Cut flowers.
Cut flowers. Oh, they're already cut, so they're not growing anymore.
What specifically is the reason why you can't put a spray, a scent on bacon?
You're creating a smell in the bacon. Creating a smell in the bacon.
Okay.
You're not allowed to make a smell in the bacon. You're not allowed to do.
Because it's already cut off, it's not growing anymore.
Okay, here there's a Mr. Brew we have to see here. Right where we just left off. Ba'agav. See?
I would give it okay.
Right where we left off with the mild reach. The next word is Ba'agav da'arina b'shachanach in Yechiel v'ktima in your Eichel behema. Now that we just spoke about cutting, in your Eichel behema, Eichel b'atzeh b'samim, Natich I'll bring down Nami v'zeh din v'lechas mechatech b'shad dvarim. Cutting. You never listen to cut on Shabbos. You never listen to cut something on Shabbos. What?
Small pieces.
No, that's what pieces. Cut something. I want to cut a tablecloth.
What would it
Is there an issue? Is there any issue to cut something on Shabbos? There is no issue, right? What's the issue mechatech?
Right.
So if you're making a kli, you say you're not allowed to. Is there an issue of cutting on Shabbos? So let's see. Hamachatech or someone who cuts leather, a kol davar, she'adar mechatech hu makpid al midasai. Someone cuts it and he's makpid on the measurement, how big it is. Bein eight and mateches ayafilu noitzais, whether it's wood, whether it's metal, whether it's noitzais, whether it's feathers. Shaloif kimishem makpid al midas orkoi v'rachboi. Since he's makbid on the length and the width, v'chaytich b'kavana, he's cutted b'kavana, chayiv. He's chayiv. Mechatech. Mechatech is an issa deraisa. Mechatech, to cut something.
Which malach is it?
I don't know which malach it is. It's part of ibud. It's part of the malachas of cutting the leather.
But that's the point. It's not the Isser Mechatech itself, it's the fact that you're going to come to Mido Mishkal, or you're going to come
No. That's not why. Mechatech itself, to cut something for a specific size, is Isser by itself.
It's like ibud.
Als Mechatech, or
Als
because you're doing measurement?
No, Als Mechatech. Mechatech by itself is an Isser. It's a pillar that's not brought down in Shulchan Aruch. He brings it down over here, Mishra brings it down over here. He says, now that we spoke about cutting for a kli, I'll bring it down in different issa of mechatech, which is an issa deraisa. It says chayiv. Chayiv is an issa deraisa. So if you have a tablecloth, a roll of tablecloth, and you're cutting it because you want a certain size to fit the table, it's awesome with deraisa, it's a chayiv. You're not allowed to cut it. You have toilet paper, and you want to cut it on Shabbos to a certain size, it's awesome with deraisa. It's chayiv, he says. If someone's cutting something, you're ripping it up because you don't want it, or you're not makbid on the exact size, you're playing, then potten. Then it's potten.
Which is still part of our Eliezer.
Part of Eliezer. Uma yafa ha'ilu lanu hanaviyim v'chachameinu zal b'masha asru lanu ha-mekach ha-memke b'Shabbos. They asked us mekach ha-memke b'Shabbos. Why? She'pa'omem she'yochel lovel de chiyav chatas. We come to a chiyav chatas. What's a chiyav chatas? We're going. She'moicher ezer scheur. You're going to sell some type of a scheur, merchandise. U'mechatech memenu lefi midasai. And you cut it to a certain size. Therefore, hitzach hatzarech loy to chayiv mishum mechatech. You're over on the isser of mechatech. So mechatech by itself is an isser de'iraisa. Cutting to a certain size. So you want to cut tablecloth to a certain size, it's an issa deraisa. If you want to cut toilet paper to a certain size, it's an issa deraisa. Anything you're cutting to the size that you're makbid on is a chiyav deraisa.
How careful are the parameters of being makbid on? For example, if you had those long rolls of tablecloths,
right,
and they're not perforated, say, and you could cut it with the scissors, you could rip it.
Right.
And you could measure and cut it, rip it exact. That would be bad. But if you just like approximate it, you don't care if it hangs over this much or this much.
So the other thing is you makbid on the sides because you don't want the tablecloth to be.
So it doesn't matter. Like that's all called being makbid.
Yeah, because if you don't want the table hanging down on both sides, too long or too short. You're makbid on the sides. Pashas they just call the makbid on the sides. By toilet paper, some place can give a heter. They're not makbid on the sides. You don't care how big it is. But you can't use the whole roll. It's not mechalkel. You're cutting it, it's not mechalkel. Before you use it, you're ripping it before you use it, right?
Right.
It's not mechalkel. That's masach. You need a piece.
You rip to the sizes because it's made.
But you're ripping it to a size, then it's mechatech.
It's made it like.
But if you rip it, it doesn't make a difference where you rip it. You need a piece. There's some place you can hold. It's not chiv deraisa because you're not makbid on the size. You just don't want the whole roll.
Right.
You don't care how big it is. So there's some person who will say, speaking about if someone's not stuck in a bathroom and he needs toilet paper, right, and there's no tissues, so they have covered abrias. So some person will make to use it, to rip it, I'll cover abrias, but not to be makbid on where you rip it.
Right. So in that case, you should avoid the perforation.
Correct. Because that perforation is perforation works worse. Right. Perforation is the exact size.
Because maybe it's already pre-cut.
No, it's not pichat. It's not pichat. It just helps you rip it, but it's not pichat.
You should actually avoid the preparation.
Yeah. So there's some place going to Michel. I'm not coming out with cooler. You have to ask your local competent Orthodox rabbi. But some places are Michel, when you rip it, without kavanah, where you're ripping it, only in a place where you're stuck.
What if you have those long plastic tablecloths and a non-Jew says, "Can you help me by holding one end while I tear off the other?"
Who's it doing it for, a non-Jew?
Pardon me?
Who's he doing it for?
He's doing it for the Jew.
Anyway, he can't do it.
Can't do it.
Anyway, can't do it. The guy can't rip tablecloths for you.
Oh, really?
If you forgot to cut tablecloths on Shabbos, a guy can't do it for you. It's a deraisa. And it's a deraisa. There's no, a guy can't do for you. If it is a derabbanan, it's only maybe if a makom tzarich, a mitzvah, maybe. But for a guy to rip tablecloths for you on Shabbos, there's no heter. And that's what people make. I'm not sure why. Fine. That's one halacha mechatech. Beis. Ein meleches mechatech shaykh ba'oichlech ma'otzeksav abasif kan yud beis. Mechatech by a food, it's not shaykh. So you cut a food to a certain size, there's no problem. There's no mechatech by food. So you cut whatever size you want. Gimel. Ein meleches mechatech udafka b'kli ma'afil b'yad. I'm mashaksav b'yalacha and told b'chol dollar fi inyanoi. The davar shadaka lechatchay dafka b'kli. Something they cut only with a kli, ain't chayiv kiyim b'kli. That was something you usually cut with a kli, and now you're cutting it by hand. It's not chayiv deraisa. Why? Because it's not the way you do it. It's chalach hayad. The davar shadaka lafride biyad, chayiv gamkein afilu biyad. There's an issa deraisa afilu biyad. U'mustaver the issa derabanan yesh b'chol kavni. An issa derabanan you have in all situations of Moshe B'Savno B'Be'alacha Ayin Sham. If you have a chance, look through the long Be'alacha. He says that there's an issa derabanan, no matter how you cut it, b'kli or b'yad, whatever. Even though the usual is the opposite. Koshkin, something that's meant to cut b'yad and you do b'yad, or b'kli, you do it b'kli, that's a chiv deraisa. So a tablecloth on the perforations, that you cut it, it's meant to cut b'yad. So if you cut it b'yad, that's a chiv deraisa. If you cut it not the preparations, then it's more of a kula, because maybe only it's derabanan. But if you cut on the preparations, that could be an issa deraisa because it's meant to be cut b'yad.
And so therefore, if you use a kli on the preparations,
you have a hard time doing that. Yeah, but if it was derabanan,
do it down b'yad.
Yeah, you have a hard time. You have a hard time cutting with the kli on the
If you use a kli, not on
but imagine it implies that Bhakti given it to us.
No, but something you usually do with b'yad.
He says chayav gamkin afilu b'yad. Right. Why would he say afilu b'yad? I mean, that doesn't make sense. When it's meant to be cut by hand, you cut it by hand. Why would you say?
He's saying kosher kli.
Yeah.
That could be right. Could be right. Kli is always awesome, maybe. Kli is always awesome. Something you usually do with kli and you do b'yad, that may be only listed in the bottom. But something you do b'yad, then it's also maybe b'yad, then kli. Yeah, it could be right. So that's issa mechatech. You won't find the issa mechatech brought down Shulchan Aruch. I'm not sure why, but Mishnah brings it down over here as a chiv deraisa.